You know, I would have got halfway through the podcast. I would have gone to grab it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
All right, now I just need to get the Google Doc up, and then
The funniest part is it was in my bag, but it was too hot, so I chose not to. I bought the essentials though.
Yeah.
I bought my phone. I bought the charger. So.
because bags are known for being heat
They
accentuators.
can be, man. If I'm slugging a bag over me, my back getting sweaty.
Okay, that's fair. After today, like I won't go too hard.
It's 45 degrees today, man. And you got a hot coffee, mind you.
Yeah, because my apartment's always set to.
So you're just gonna say because Maya, and I'm like, since when did bro get his coffee from Maya? Have you got the stuff on there?
Yeah,
Could
absolutely.
I be a pest? Could we put that on the?
No, that just makes.
You were so quick. We're nah.
Fuck! It just makes it really difficult.
All you gotta do is glance left.
Yeah, but I like it in front. Now
This is great. Now I can see it.
it's nearly
This
in
is
frame.
lovely.
I've got because now to scroll, I have to do that. That's fucking.
You could just zoom out.
No,
Do you need glasses, Charles?
I was gonna ask for you.
Me?
Yeah. Okay, well that gets us started to the Chat Vortex podcast, the podcast that always has the conversation spiraling. I'm Charles,
I'm Leon.
and this is podcast episode 2.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to talk about today. Last week we ran out of time to talk about JJK, and so we've dedicated not the first segment, the next segment to be basically entirely JJK.
Oh, thank goodness. I struggled at the end of last week. I really wanted to talk about JJK.
Got to an hour 45 and just went, sorry, bro.
Yeah, yikes. But now we're here.
Yep.
You know, we're a few episodes in now. We're up to episode 4.
Yep.
And it's been one hell of a ride for 4 weeks. So I just want to start off by asking what you thought of the first episode. And I think we can like gradually make our way up to the most recent one.
We can go straight into JJK. I guess we can skip Frieren until later.
Yeah. I'm just, you brought it up. Now I want to talk about it.
Okay. I didn't see the execution movie, so I just was anime only. And
Yep.
I thought those first 2 episodes did what they needed to, right? There's always the argument that Noya doing 1 HP punches is really...
Lobotomy Kaizen is back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Holy crap. Having Lobotomy Kaizen and Brain Rot invincible at the same time, like, it's
Golden
like
era.
father-son.
Yeah.
It's genuinely perfect. And, look, the adaptation... So, season 3 exactly is where I left off the anime to go read the manga.
Yeah.
And so now I'm watching very differently to season 2. I'm now watching this as I know what happens. Let's kind of see how they adapt
You're
it.
in my boat.
Yeah.
How I was with Shibuya. So.
And it's now trying to capture a memory of like, did they do it justice? And for the Noya vs Chozo fight, they elevated absolutely. That was
times 10.
Yeah.
It was such a nothing fight.
I like, you go, oh yeah, the season's going to start with this, and you go, yeah, okay, but
all right. Yeah,
Yuta Yuji, right?
Yeah.
And I'm surprisingly coming away going, the Yuta Yuji fight was done fine. Was fine. I think we're just so used to them going far and beyond where they make something like, oh, they had aura in the manga, now they've got 10 times more aura. And so it's really hard kind of just accepting that they just did good.
Yeah, I get that. And there's part of me that thinks they did good, and other parts of me that I really enjoyed some of the changes, and having the music especially hypes the moment up. And the cliffhanger of season 2 being Yuta tracking down Yuji.
Yeah.
It was an issue in the manga, it's an issue in the anime where it's just not long enough. Like, I want to feel like, oh, this guy is after him, other than just finding him, bodying him. And I get it shows the power gap and shows
because
how strong Yuta is.
Yuta,
Come on. I get it. Yeah, he's a fraud for starters, okay?
Yeah.
And the only thing I really missed from that fight that I would have loved to seen is Yuji punching the car. That was like my big takeaway. I was like, damn. When I was in the cinema watching it with my girlfriend at the time, I was like, this is sick. This is hype. You got bodied already? I remember this. I thought I was going crazy, and then I saw people online talking about it. I was like, okay.
The argument people made is that in season 2 there was already a car-related feat with the joke, that related with the guy who was the weaker you punch. That you remember that fight?
Yeah, I remember
There was a car
him.
thing there, and so what I saw was like maybe they thought it'd be repetition to use the similar thing.
Yeah, but he punches a whole car. You like that's like Are you expecting a car coming? Like throwing a car is one thing. Uppercutting a car is completely different. Like I don't know. It's small. It's really a nitpick.
Yeah.
But
I think it's just a great start.
Oh, 100%.
Both back to back.
Yeah.
Those are great. I do think the Zesty Yuta panel, I
don't mind it, but I still do prefer the look in the manga. But like him posing like that didn't have me like, oh, this is awful. I don't like this. What did they do to Yuta? Like, I didn't think like that, but I was like, it's a bit odd. And then I moved on with it. I was like, okay,
that dude is art. Like I saw so many cosplayers really try, and like I can't do the arch, bro.
No, I cannot do the arch.
Yuta's just built like that.
He is. He's a little freaky and a little weird. So it kind of fits his character now that I'm actually thinking about it. Because if you think about all the stuff that Yuta had done prior to this moment, he is kind of odd in every way. So,
that's the first 2 episodes. I think we're both kind of in the same category of like that's 9s,
Fantastic
high
start.
8s, like kind of that type of territory.
Especially knowing what's to come in the season, it's like, okay,
you've done well.
You've done more than adequate. You've gone a bit above and beyond here, especially when it comes to like just the way it looked from the lighting and the soundtrack and just the fluidity and the attention to detail. Did you see the people talk about the Noya Chozo fight where they changed the frames and such?
Yes. Do you want to explain it to actually, if people don't know? What do you want me to try?
My articulation of it might not be great because I'm going off like memory of like a week or two ago. But yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead.
So for Nabito Zenin, they were going for the old style, like how they used to do anime and drawing and that kind of thing. So the way they used to draw on the sheets and timing, the way the signatures and the timings, and that was how it was displayed. Where he was going from frames, the way it was blocked out, it's done the old way. Whereas Noya's, especially when he was getting pace, it looked like it was on cell. I think it would be like the equivalent to modern cell sheets, and so it was very different. And the way I think the keyframes were different. And then when it cuts to the wide, it's all modern. And so it shows that it's his own interpretation, which we can't really go into more about it. Yeah. But there's other kind of things with JJK that do things that are similar. And it's like the anime, like if you don't know, for season 2, the animators went so hard that Gege Akutami went, I'm going to take some of this stuff. And then implemented it, the manga, after it started airing. And so it's like, oh my God, like this is kind of cool. And you know, unfortunately, Gege's now writing Modulo, which is a spin-off series. So it's not going to be that same way probably again. However, it means for the future, it's already had anime inspiration and kind of that language.
Yeah, and the anime could even inspire the anime in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
So they could just take it further.
Well, even going back to the chakra reel with Maharaga in season 2, the way that was done, like a lot of that stuff wasn't in the manga and the sound effects. And
it's crazy. Whenever I read the manga now and it like rotates, I'm like, okay, I can hear the sound in my head as it clicks in place.
And those parts about an adaptation, I think, go a long way. Where this is what we kind of been wanting to, us as friends wanting to get to, is episode 3.
Yes,
because there are things in the adaptation where I'm like, that's just not in the manga from a stylistics point of view.
100%, yeah.
And I almost go, oh wow, I read it like this, this style, like Gosso's direction, and I know he's been copying a lot of flack.
I don't think the flack's on him. I don't have an issue with the episode.
Yeah.
My issues stem with the manga.
Yeah.
And just how much information is conveyed to the reader in such a short span of time, and how integral it is for like the following arc and then the setup, and it's just a lot to digest at once. And the way to normally do that is to break it up, give it bit by bit, and not all at one big hit.
A and B plot and C
plot.
Yeah,
exactly. And then when it came to the anime, I was like, damn, I like the stylistic choices, I like what they're going for, and they did the best with what they had.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, what they had just wasn't great to begin with, so the episode suffers then.
So I've got a few points here. We also read the chapter and we know the rules.
Yeah, of course. So I'm don't have to like.
Yeah. So I also think it's like a bit of us going, I fucking know what you're saying, and they're questioning everything. They're like, what's this? What's that? And we're sitting going, oh, you're so dumb.
Well, to an extent, I did watch, because I watched the episode twice. So I had watched it at home, and I'd rewatched it with my girlfriend and a roommate who had, never read the manga, haven't read the manga.
Yeah.
So like their anime original. The episode was paused too many times and replayed and then TikTok watched and YouTube watched to understand it further. And I think from a casual audience perspective, like it is a lot.
Oh, because I also I don't think you're at this point meant to fully grasp it, because the character's don't.
Not necessarily. Because
like when you watch the episode, it's just bam rule, bam rule, bam rule. But there is also so much going. But why? How?
Which there's more to that, which we can't say.
Yeah, which we can't go into. But I think that goes into that. When giving exposition, often you have a know-all character, and Tengen was very much not that because they don't know the human emotion. That was kind of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it is an interesting dichotomy, and I think being English speakers, we
got the shorter end of the stick because we're having to do twice everything. The amount of reading. And granted, if I could read Japanese fluently, I'd probably have less of a hard time with it. But I still think just the sheer amount of information being presented.
I still would give that episode like a 7.
Well, yeah, I'd give it a 7 or 6.
Yeah,
I got to be careful with my wording there. I nearly slipped up. But yeah, it's not a bad episode.
Yeah,
it's the necessary, like, okay, we all knew it was coming. And is it a rough episode? Yeah. And I still prefer all of the fights in season 1 over the episode. And I know I heard otherwise.
Look, I said this is because when we first talked about the episode, I think you said it was the worst episode in the show.
I still think it is.
I don't think so.
Which is fair. I still think
Mekamaru
disagree.
Mekamaru vs. Panda exists.
Yeah, Mekamaru vs. Panda exists. But Mekamaru has a great start to season 2 that, like, going back on a rewatch, I really enjoy seeing a bit more of his, his character and him not going all out and holding back against Panda. There's it adds a tiny bit of depth. And I enjoy it.
Yeah,
it's great animation. It's good soundtrack.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we got to.
And Panda's cool. I don't know what to say.
Panda's okay. Just ease up on Panda.
Panda's great, man. Top 10.
Okay.
I'm lying by that.
Yeah. So I just want to quickly touch on something because I've been thinking about it all week with the reading, because there's been a ton of TikToks, a ton of tweets about the reading, and I think. Because I've got a follow-up thing to say afterward.
Of course.
Is we're reading the text of what they're saying, but then all these maps that are saying like Tokyo or Kyoto and everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of visual aid with like text on screen.
And we can't read that text, so we're having to read. Is that dialogue? No, that's just Tokyo. And with Crunchyroll and Netflix and all these companies cutting back their subtitle budgets, right? They would color code it normally, or they would specify like really clearly. What's what and who's talking, and each character would be color coded or fonts would be changed. And when that's not happening, and that's happening a lot, I'm talking about more holistically about a lot of anime that's happening at the moment. Like they're cutting corners for this type of stuff. So this is going to get worse. And when the episode gets a 7.9 on IMDb, people should not be like, it's over. JJK's historic.
Yeah, I don't agree with any of that.
It's like,
my issue is
still a high rated episode.
It's still a pretty good episode. Like,
people think, and I think it's in the anime community specifically, they think an episode not being 9 out of 10 means it's a disaster.
Yeah.
Just because they inflate the scores, because IMDb users don't rate things the same way as Maul users, right?
Yeah. And
it's just hilarious. And then you'll go back to a normal anime like Hunter x Hunter, and which isn't inflated by stuff. Some of the best Hunter x Hunter episodes are like 8.9.
Yeah.
And then like an average.
And there's plenty of anime out there that is very subpar, but it's still enjoyable.
But then on IMDb, we're in the 9s. You're like, oh my god, we're the highest this, and you're like, I think your fan base just flooded the like.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Especially in the anime community, we all.
Yeah. So that's the first 3 episodes. This one's contentious because we got to talk about episode 4.
Yeah, we've restrained talking about it. I feel like you and I. So
I love the episode.
It's my equal first favorite episode so far. With Sukuna Maharaga.
So that's my favorite
right
episode.
Right after is like Yuji Chozo.
Yeah. So, and then I've got season 2, episode 9 up there as well. With Gojo's being sealed.
Very fair.
I think all the Mahito Toto.
I was gonna say
stuff.
Yeah, Mahito Yuji, that finale.
Like those 2 episodes. I think it's
I Am Yuji.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's brilliant.
Rewatching a lot of that in cinema, I was just like, oh.
Yeah. So this goes into that echelon of like a 9 out of 10 for me. Like just like
Yeah.
Very good.
Very, very good.
The reason why I'm kind of being like, because I know we're sitting here going, that was fucking phenomenal.
You should see my TikTok liked. It's Maki.
And then Toji, right? Like
Maki.
But there's been this dialogue, which I want to know how much you know about Japan.
Yeah, I know a fair bit about it.
Okay.
I've seen a lot. And I know people are hot on Noya over there.
Sorry.
They like Noya.
So I had my friend. He is So I thought I was good at researching things,
Mm.
and then I'll make an offhand comment about something, and then he'll find an article from like 1996 and find an exact quote that he wants, and I'm like, I'm good at researching. But he's better, right? Like,
yeah, he's that guy.
Insane. So everyone's been showing this, and we're not going to show it in the podcast, but if this gets turned into a chat Vortex highlight, hopefully Zach can then throw it up. But there's a graphic going around where it shows the 9.8 score on IMDb, and then like a 5 or a 4 out of 10 in Japan. And
That's insane.
thing is, though, it's fake. So we can't find where this comes from.
Yeah.
And trust me, if my man Crimson could find it, he would find it. And he found me the equivalent of what he thinks is Japanese IMDb, and he found all these reviews that have been translated. So the reviews are a bit hard to read.
Yeah.
But it's a lot about
one,
ego. It's about ego of Gosso and his adaptation of it. And
yeah, I did see discourse, whether or not it's true or not is another thing entirely, how the internet is. But a lot of the things I was seeing online were that people weren't happy that it wasn't treated with enough seriousness, and like the tone was really, really off. And I don't know if I necessarily agree at all, personally, especially when you look at the inspiration of like something like Kill Bill, where you can have those energetic like moments in music and like the kinetic work of it all. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but it still represents what it's needing to do.
And I also don't think it was meant to be like a Kakashi Obito moment.
No,
I think
definitely
it's more
not.
so about
Definitely
her.
not.
It's meant to be almost for her an uplifting moment of like
her she's
awakening.
Ascended, yeah.
Yeah, and so you have all this like beautiful music with her and Mai, which that doesn't hit that hard in the manga. I'm gonna be real. I read this.
Yeah, I
over
remember you
Discord.
telling me about it back when you were reading it, and you went, "Wow, that was really Mai, huh? Wow, what a character!"
No. So we just because we read the last 5 chapters of Shibuya because I watched it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read the Shibuya bit so I get used to Geiger's writing a little bit, and his panel work. Yeah. And then we get to the Yuta bit, and we get to this. And I think maybe I keep doing this with you where I get to right before something, like when watching Naruto, and I go, where the fuck is Madara? And then like the next scene, he's talking to Pain. I'm like, what?
They just pull
I just
up
kept
right
doing
when
it,
needs to
right? And for this, I was like, where the fuck is that bum Mai? And then the next chapter, she's on the like ground.
She's on her deathbed.
I'm like,
ooh,
there
she is. That makes sense actually.
And then and like you've read it, and so it's a brutal like.
Yeah, I just got
a bad joke.
I just got to hit the. Just there, just waiting for it to happen, like.
And so I don't think and I think looking more into it, the more I connect to the story of JJK, the more that narrative beat actually does just work in the manga, right?
Yeah.
It's just so beautiful in the anime, though.
Oh, 100%. And the way that, like, the bit that really hit me emotionally, like, because we know about it, we'd read it, but sitting and watching it, when it cut to them as children for half a second, that shot, back and forth, I was like, oh, like, I felt, that got me. I was like, ooh, that's your sister. That's your twin. That's your literal twin. Damn. Like, oh. And just knowing how much beef they have earlier throughout the series and that they never really make amends. It just hurts a lot,
really points to the fact that I wish we had more early on and that there was, and you can tell that the story is so inspired by Naruto, and what I've heard from Bleach as well. He's a massive Kubo fan.
Yeah, Bleach and Naruto are there.
The tuning exams go for fucking ever, and there'd been 2 or 3 arcs before that.
Yeah,
right?
they do, yeah.
And to see this almost Ino and Sakura like relationship, but have it be twins in
actual sisters,
and I genuinely think this is a much better version of that.
100%.
Because it doesn't disappear after 60 chapters.
No, and it's relevant
throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, the impact
and it connects to Toji, it connects to the clan,
which is something I do want to bring up.
Yeah.
I think you know what I'm gonna.
Yeah. But it's almost like you start poorly because it's just not there. It's non-existent, right? It's just and she's a joke character almost because of how. But the thing is, it comes back in the end because of like it's a joke.
She
because
doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't care. Yeah.
Not even that. She doesn't have ghost energy.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Her technique's weak. Like she has the construction technique, which is broken. Conceptually, it is broken, and she doesn't have the ghost energy to do anything with it.
Yeah.
And with this, it kind of makes you go back and go, oh fuck, it is way more tragic.
There was one more thing on the Marky episode that I did want to talk to you about.
I've also got one more thing as well.
Okay, you go.
Okay, it's just the stuff about. Do you know about the reed and the geese?
The reed and the geese.
Yeah.
No.
Remember when Maya hands her a reed?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, friend of the podcast, Will from Manga did a video on this, right? Because it's an old story about with the reed, what geese would do when traveling is they would carry a reed in their mouth, right, for food, but they would place it on an island in between before, like they'd place it there, and then they'd go to where they want to go. And so when they come back and they don't have food, they would have something to eat on the way back.
Yeah.
And what would happen is the reeds that would be there will be for all the birds that never made it back. And so the idea of a bird that comes back, it comes back with the reed in its mouth is that it's perfect preparation, right? And it's such a tragic thing that she then gives it to her because she doesn't make it back. And then when you look when it cuts to the sword, that's the perfect preparation. It's this sword is basically and how it all connects together. And the episode's called Perfect Preparation. And then people say Gege can't write, and it's like, it's
which is funny. Funny you say that because I did want to talk about the note that Gege left about the in the manga, which I think is really funny.
Is it the real one or the fake one?
There's a fake one that is very funny.
Yeah,
which is very funny, which almost is like believable to a sense.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of the same fake one with Toji?
The one that says, I was going to bring back Toji
I was going to revive him.
Yeah, okay. And my editor said it wasn't a good idea. Okay. And then blank spoiler.
Damn, I was really hoping I was trying to convince, I was going to say the whole thing and then see if you'd be like, We
just had a conversation about me being in the know. About like me being friends with Will. Will did a video on it a week ago.
Yeah, it was worth a try. Yeah, I think it's very funny because it is very believable.
Yeah,
like, I've seen so many people on TikTok, especially
I can't believe this.
Toji should have been revived. That's way better. Are we dead ass? Are we serious right now?
Yeah,
it's a joke, guys. It's a joke. We're joking.
We haven't talked about the Toji panel though.
Oh no, yeah, the Toji panel. I love the adaptation. I think it's great. I think it does exactly what it needs to do.
Are you talking about the one with Noya or the one with Maki?
I'm talking about the one with Maki, the one that people have been up in arms about.
It's a tiny bit quick.
It is slightly a bit quick, but like, it means we also get the other stuff in the episode. So
yeah, I think it's splitting hairs. I think to go this episode sucks. Is a stretch.
Yeah, but it's also an adaptation. So if you really enjoy the manga version, it's still there.
Yeah,
you can still look at it. It's not. You don't need a 1-for-1 all the time, I don't think, and it works fine in the episode.
Seems like what I'm reading of, because I've read about maybe 20 Japanese reviews, and then all on Twitter, they're basically saying Westerners, go fuck yourselves. You guys like animation and pretty visuals, and you guys don't like story, and like we don't mind the story changes and stuff. That must mean we're simpletons and stuff. It's like whoa, there's so many.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
that ain't it.
Like guys, this is. You guys made it.
Yeah.
And the constant thing is that anime isn't made with a Western audience in mind. And it's like, you guys spent 40 million, I think the translation would be like $100 and something million, like box office for Demon Slayer in I can't remember the amount. It's like 39 or 40 million over there.
Big money.
And I'm like, Demon Slayer is just nice protagonist. Just keeps moving forward. There is nothing else. And look, I like Demon Slayer.
It's very surface level.
But what the fuck does that know about stories? Like
and some backstories are great. It's just the deciding where to put it in your story is the same spot every time. It's infuriating.
And so if we're gonna, and this is, I saw one tweet that said, "Hey Westerners, like shut the fuck up, blah blah blah," and it was ranting about this. Go back to watching Dragon Ball. I'm like, that makes no sense. That is one of the biggest anime of all time. I'm not even a Dragon Ball fan. But like,
come on. Yeah, that's also in bad taste. Let's not.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Why are we dragging Dragon Ball of all things? Like,
it's 40th anniversary.
Yeah, like, damn. Yeah. I didn't see that, but that's messed up.
It just, I don't make sense. So I actually want to move that to the people who are watching this. I'm actually curious what you guys think, because it's genuinely been playing on my mind. I've had multiple conversations with people just confused about like what did we like the episode. There are some small changes here and there.
Yeah. And the sword flies through the air. I love that. Just quickly.
I can't. Oh,
the sword has boosters on it and it like spins throughout. I saw that. I went, whoa, that's sick. I don't remember that. That was great. Anyway, so just small things like that were just added to it. It was great.
So we both loved it, and that's the JJK segment. Next week's big.
Bro, nearly every week will be big. It's going to be tough not to talk about it each episode because it's just going to be banger after banger after banger after banger.
30 minutes on that. We've done well to restrain ourselves.
Oh, I could talk about the Marky episode for hours. So.
Yeah. Okay, so we did bring up... We might as well just go with the Dragon Ball 40th anniversary now.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
We did just touch on it,
yeah.
I'm not a big Dragon Ball guy, but did the stuff that got announced that excite you?
I mean, to an extent, I did drop Super, or not drop it entirely, but I did cherry pick. I'd watched all of Dragon Ball Z, and then I'd gone on to the movies, and then I'd watched a few of the Super movies. The Super Broly was...
Would you want me to watch?
Yeah, one of the best movies animated that I've seen. It's just a great film. Not much else on it, because I don't want to obviously spoil it. But yeah, I'm excited to see some more Dragon Ball content. My big thing is that I hope that the episodes are given more care, because a lot of Super was rushed and it was getting pumped out very quickly, which did hurt the quality a lot.
So do you know what's happening?
Not necessarily.
Okay, so they're doing, I think it's the Golden Freezer arc. So it's 6 episodes.
I know the arc. I just don't know.
And then they're doing the next thing, which is Moro. Everyone's like, oh, Moro. I'm like, cool. The Madara voice actor in dub, he's like, I would want to do that. I'm like, cool.
That'd be sick.
Sweet.
Get him in Dragon Ball, please.
Yeah. So I think that'd be cool. I'm not a Dragon Ball person.
It's just been great to get some more Dragon Ball content. It's been so long since the anime had anything. So
which would be insane for this year, because I think the Frieza stuff is this year. It would mean we would have Bleach, One Piece, Naruto, which should be coming out, and Dragon Ball in 1 year.
Yeah.
That is
big year.
In 2026 to
in
have
the big 2026 to have all of that would be just
the big three and the grandfather to come in.
We're eating way too good this year. It's actually crazy.
Yeah. So then what have we got now? Oh, we have something about the Oda situation, which we can quickly touch on.
Could you describe that to me, because I haven't heard a lot on it. I've only seen a little bit.
So after the aftermath of the episode, and people were loving it, hating it, and with the episode 4 of JJK, a tweet went viral about calling, like, imagine if Oda wrote this arc. And it started off with the usual things where like the pacing would be, it'd be 30 chapters instead of 4 or 5. The episode would be like over 20, or because of Toei, right? And
just
it was
good slander.
Some good slander, and I love slander. But then people started getting really fucking good, and they started going like doing these images, and it'd be random moments from One Piece, and then just doing like JJK characters over the top, or they'd do Marky's character design, and then they'd basically make her waist like itty bitty, and go like I want to live, and then like Yuji comes in and finishes her arc. Like,
oh no,
it's like it'd be like her do the first part of her arc, her give up. I'm not a One Piece person. I haven't watched it. I just love slander.
You're gonna have to send me some of this. This sounds great.
I've got a favorite. It is so funny, and then like it's like Yuta coming in going, "It's okay, I'll finish your story arc for you," and like it's so bad. And yeah, it's
see the Naruto glazer that I am. I saw the other half of that. So I know the origin was with Oda, but the things I was getting in my feed was, what if Kishimoto wrote the Marky episode? And the slander was valid. It was very good. And that's where I saw it from. And that had been my only exposure to it, really. So
but it's like got like tens and tens of thousands of likes. And I'm like, I'm not a One Piece person, but I just adore slander. And, And it's just great.
It's like the whole Kingsman drama.
Oh, yes.
The vibes,
But you've recently saw something that I haven't.
Yes, I have. I've seen Marty Supreme.
What'd you think?
Oh, my goodness. So you've seen Uncut Gems, so you know a little bit of the style.
And I watched half of Good Time.
Yeah, so it's very similar. The movie makes you want to scream and, like, freak out. And the issue with this is it's just dialed up to 11. So, like, every emotion you felt in Uncut Gems, just imagine that on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
And it's just one heck of a journey from start to finish. I remember I was really struggling with Marty as a lead.
Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I just need to check something.
Yeah, go for it. Everything all right?
Yeah. Just had to make sure that was set to the right one. I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's all good. That's fine.
Had a thought. That's all good.
It's good to check. I'd rather check now than get to an hour and go,
Yeah.
oh, Leon, it didn't record properly because I'm not doing another one. I ain't got time to do that. Yeah, I'd be like, well, I've lost my co-host. So enjoy this cardboard cutout.
Yeah. we'll stop with. I need to check something.
Yeah. So
okay,
back to Marty Supreme.
Marty
right?
Supreme.
Yeah.
You've just seen it.
I've just seen it. It was a fantastic watch. Yeah, the emotions are high, and it's a struggle for me because, as you know, I struggle with characters that I can't really empathize at least a little bit with. And so the movie was one heck of a journey, and without saying too much for obvious reasons, because I don't want to ruin your experience in any way, shape, or form, it got to the end of the movie, and I felt a way that contradicted my beliefs, and it was that moment that I felt the gut-wrenching feeling that I get when I give something a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Or
in this case, on Letterboxd, a 5 out of 5, and I walked out of that cinema, I was freaked out. I was all sorts of freaked out, and I was like, that's why
awesome.
I go to the cinema. Like,
so would that be your movie of the year?
Oh, yeah. If it had actually come out in December in Australia, 100% that would have been number one. And it's so irritating that we had to wait so long. For context, for those who aren't aware, we live in Australia, and we didn't get the movie until the 22nd of January.
Yep.
Which is
And in 5 days, it comes out on streaming.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm seeing it. So.
Which is, if you get the chance,
I want to, but then it's a hectic period where I'm having to plan these things.
There's a lot happening. I don't blame you at all. It's just,
and what would have been really good, that post Christmas down when it's holidays and I've got time off and I can go at 10 a.m. and just walk to
I will
theater.
say, for a movie that came out on Christmas, after watching it, I could not have imagined if I had watched that, let's say on Christmas Day, I would have had one of the worst Christmas. I would have had a great time, but I think it would have put me in such an odd and awful mood throughout the rest of the day. Maybe if I watched it towards the end of the day, it would have been well. But yeah, it's a ride, and anyone who hasn't seen it, you got to see it. It's a phenomenal movie, and Timothy was well within his rights to win that award as well.
The Critics' Choice Actors Award. Yeah. Did he win the SAG one potentially too?
Don't quote me on it.
Okay, I think he may have won both. Do you think he's going to win it for best Oscar or best?
Look,
actor?
If he did, I could see it. Like, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So he's doing a great job, and I'm a Timothy fan. What can I say? Doing 3's on the horizon. I'm there. I was there regardless.
The Glaze train.
The Glaze is there. Lisan Al-Gaib.
Yeah.
You got me.
So we're speaking positively about the Oscars because maybe Timothy might actually win, right? But
yeah, of course.
To speak negatively, what the fuck is with their hate over anime or just movies that don't just come out in America? Because we've got Ninja 2, Demon Slayer, 100 Meters, and Chainsaw Man.
100 Meters especially.
Like,
I know the Glaze for that has been incredible. I am yet to see it.
The entire thing is rotoscoped.
I know. From everything I know about the film, without even seeing it, I go, how is this not in contention more?
And I looked at what was nominated, and there's two small movies that were rated pretty well, and I don't want to rag on them. And it's like, how is Disney just dibsing 2 spots? I don't understand that we're still in 2026 where, because Ghibli makes movies that Western people consider acceptable for animation because it's child family oriented, but as soon as you go to something more serious and a bit more mature, it's like, oh yeah, but no.
It's just left to the wayside. And
I get for Demon Slayer, you have to watch a couple seasons of TV, but if Downton Abbey or something had all these other ones that have movies and if they were good enough, they would still be nominated. Just because they come from England or America, and there'd be plenty of examples of them doing their due diligence. But then when you see I didn't watch Dune 2 because I didn't like Dune 1, and why do I need to watch 3 hours of something I know I won't like and not vote for it? And like you read that every year, and then 9 months ago they had to introduce a rule because so a bunch of them don't watch all the movies in the categories that they're voting in. That's been a known thing for decades. But also something that happened, which that's the new rule. But something that happened is Ralph. Is it Ralph Fiennes? Sorry, the main actor in Conclave.
Okay.
Multiple people didn't vote for him for Best Actor because they thought he won for a movie in the 90s.
That's a reason.
That's a reason. They thought, he already won one. So instead, they voted for the guy who... I can't remember his name. The one who was in The Brutalist. Adrian Brody. I have no idea. Yeah. So Adrian Brody won, right? He won in like 2004.
Oh. So even more recent.
I think for either... It was either for The Machinist or for the one about bullets. I can't remember. CJ loves it. But yeah, so he's won before. Which I think... Is it Children of Men? Or something like that, right? But he's won before. So he has 2. And Ralph has done.
Poor Ralph, man.
And so it's like... Your reasoning was he won before, and you gave it to somebody... It just...
If only we could use that logic for the Brownlow to give Marcus Bontempelli.
I think Patrick Cripps should have it. Have you seen Patrick Cripps? He's in impeccable shape. Like... He ran these fast as 2 kilometer.
I should have known. I should have known you would have switched to Patrick as soon as I brought it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Oscars are it's so botched for the most part.
It's hard to take seriously.
Yeah, honestly.
And granted, a lot of people go, don't take it seriously, but it's like...
It's hard not to when it's one of the biggest award ceremonies.
It's the movie award.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It's 4 hours, and granted, Conan's doing it this year, so at least it'll be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, at least.
It just... at least there's not going to be filled as many ads as the Game Awards, which is just...
Bless. I do love the Game Awards, and I really do. But there's so many ads.
You know the final game that they showed off, High Guard, or whatever it was, that like the last game showcase for the Game Awards.
Well, this is the first time I had actually not caught the stream.
Okay,
I was at work,
so Jeff Keighley was like, now one special game, and he shows off this game. It's a hero shooter, 3v3. Like, who cares, right?
Okay, yeah.
Hasn't had a piece of marketing since.
Oh no!
It released today.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I think it hit 96,000 players, but I think out of the reviews, it was like 15,000 players like reviewed it under an hour, and they hated it. Then like 10,000 players under 2 hours, and they were mixed, and then like 1,000 players over 4 hours, and they liked it. But like it shows that so many people bought it and went, sucks, uninstall.
Yeah. Damn, you hate to see that. That's so unfortunate.
I feel bad for the developers, but I
honestly.
think it's almost that Jeff set them up to fail because they didn't pay for the spot. Jeff just really liked the game. It's like a multi-million-dollar spot. Like he gave him like a $5 million advertising spot for free because he liked it.
Which, I get his intentions, to an extent. I don't think he really thought it through.
He was smug about it. He said...
Okay, yeah, I'm going off what I'm hearing from you. I didn't actually watch that part. So.
He tweeted, "I'm ready for your apologies," like yesterday.
I'm Jeff.
I'm like, Jeff, you could have just let this be like an indie, like, because people are going, it's a cool concept, the gunplay's smooth, it's some makers of Titanfall worked on this.
Yeah.
But it's just undercooked. Cool. No one's touching that thing. Concord 2.
Yeah.
I'm not touching it.
Well, I mean, no, I'm definitely not touching it. It's
I got Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, Marvel Rivals. I love Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goodness me. Oscars.
Do you want to go to the new show you just watched?
Yeah, I can bring it up for a little bit. It's called His and Hers.
So I know jack shit.
It's brand new, so it just come out this year.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, and it stars Tessa Thompson and John Bernthal as the leads.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a drama murder mystery, and it's very short, 6 episodes, and it's 30-40 minute episodes if I'm not mistaken. We did binge it, so
okay.
I think it's that. Some of the episodes kind of merged into one in my brain, but the show had me like, it wasn't anything crazy. I'm watching along. I'm like, oh, there's some pretty shots here and there. The writing's okay. And here I am thinking, oh, big writer brain. I went to uni, blah, blah, blah. Thinking I figured it out. I get to the last episode, Charles, and the last 10 minutes, something happens that like recontextualizes everything. And I was literally, I have never been more shocked in a bit of media, whether it be TV or show. I've never sat there and just mouth agape, looking at the screen like, I was in pure shock. And I turned to my girlfriend and we were just in disbelief. It went from being like a 7 out of 10 show to a 10 out of 10 instantly.
You don't give out 10 out of 10 easily.
No. It's genuinely like, and it's not even my genre necessarily. So there could be shows out there that are better, and maybe when I watch more, it might go down. But as is, I was like, wow.
How many episodes? 6?
There's 6 episodes, yeah. And I'd said codes and conventions like, oh, you got to show the killer in the first episode.
Yeah.
You got to be able to have rewatch potential. It has to like connect to everything. And I'd thought, there'd been some stuff that led to a pretty subpar ending until you get the reveal and such. And I went, oh, just blindsided me completely. It was phenomenal. It was really good.
Look, my watch thing is packed, but like I might need to try just like at least squeeze that in.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it is short. So I mean, for those out there who's looking for something to put on, it's worthwhile. Yeah.
Well, I am getting very close to finishing something that I've been watching for a while now, which is Monster. I've got like 6 episodes to go, and it's ramping up. Like I'm in the last arc, and I think it's like about halfway through that last arc, and all the pieces are moving into the final like spots, and the main antagonist has just continued to build and build and build, and I'm like,
is he the one with the blonde hair?
Yeah.
I know a little bit about him.
And I'm just sitting here going, he may be just one of my favorite antagonists in anime.
Yeah, I see a lot of discussion when I do eventually get to Monster one day. I see a lot of discussion between the two blondes, and it's Monster, the guy from Monster versus Griffith.
Yep.
On who's more evil and well written. And
I haven't read the manga.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? We're both coming from 2 points where we're not fully.
Yeah. I think there are also 2 different types of villains, where Griffith is this very kind of almost Shakespearean. This is the only way I could describe it. This larger than anything. The story of Berserk is so like the fantasy element to it. Even just in the Golden Age, right?
Yeah.
It's like I would only almost describe it as like a certain type of painting, whereas for Monster, I feel it's a very quiet pace, and like the colors are muted. It's brush strokes less broad, and I think the only way I could describe Yohan is something like that, where it's such an intricate, really sinister. Just it's a weird kind of like. I talked about it last week about how there's just so many characters and they all come back around and everything, but it's all kind of focusing up. And I'll probably next week talk about my thoughts on the ending, and then I'll give because at the moment it's in my top 10. It kicked out Orb. Orb was 10th.
Orb just made it too.
Yeah,
you'd only just rated it that recently, so
because I was like, Orb fucking rocks. Its ending's okay, but like I fucking love Orb. And then Monster is down the 9 out of 10 in there, and I'm like, does it sit above like JoJo's or JJK? But like I think it all hinges on its ending. Which
I've heard great things about the ending, so it might be a home run for you, honestly.
It to be honest, it might be everything, because like people talk about like these like murder mysteries or murder like cat and mouse things, and they put Death Note and Monster in this category, and it kicks Death Note's ass, and I'm like, okay. Cool.
I was gonna say, poor Death Note. Like
I don't know, like Death Note, it just feels like, and granted, Death Note is a shonen.
And I enjoy Death Note. Let's not get that twisted.
Yeah, I gave that an 8 out of 10.
We just, Charles, we both share similar opinions about Death Note's ending, I think. And just holds it back, unfortunately.
Just really excited. But granted, this has made me go, I need to read everything this guy's done. Because he's done 20th Century Boys and Pluto and... Yeah,
there's some great work that I'm even yet to delve into. So if you get into it before me, then...
Yeah, and
that'd be great. I can just go, is this worth it? And you can be
like, yes or no. Other stuff's better than this. And so I'm like, what the fuck? Most manga, they get one thing going, you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah, wow.
And then you get your Fujimotos who keep just banger. A lot of them struggle to get like second publications.
Yeah, look at Kishimoto. Had to come back.
Right.
So.
And this guy was writing, because he was doing every second week a manga chapter, and then monthly a second manga chapter for a different story. So for some of these, he was overlapping.
That's cracked. He's actually cracked.
Look, that might not be entirely accurate, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But Can you imagine writing 2 top 100 mangas at the same time, writing like 20th Century Boys Monthly, and then writing like something like Monster every second week, and then you're going from thing to thing? I genuinely don't understand.
He's just that guy.
I think so, because he's been writing since like the 90s and stuff. So it's like, I think because some of them he was like little longer breaks, and I gotta get that statistic up again. So when someone said it to me, I'm like, is he cheating? Like, oh, what the
Is he cheating? Someone helping him? Like,
Ref.
is this
like, this is not fair.
This is not fair. I'm trying to get my manga greenlit. Okay, I don't need this guy taking up all the positions.
Yeah, I think 4 in the top like 250 of like the highest rated manga of all time. It's like
very impressive.
Yeah.
So
that's that. Oh,
well, if we're on track with manga and anime, especially with Monster, we want to talk about the most recent episode of Frieren quickly.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We can do that. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I'm happy to start, Charles. I was a little concerned going into the episode because I did think we were going to retread a lot of things that we had in season 1, especially with Himmel, with the Hero of the South. It was a nice twist. I really liked it. It really shook me when we found out that his ability was just seeing into the future. I hope there's more on that somehow, somewhere, because he seems pretty vital to like the key plot, which is, the demons up north having set up the original heroes and now, Frieren with their current party. I hope that he's not just forgotten about. But knowing Frieren, I feel pretty secure in knowing that, they'll revisit aspects of it and explore further. But overall, just a solid episode. Like, it wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. It's just a good ride.
That's kind of what I thought as well. I'm really trying to think about much else that happens in the episode besides. I was really like, oh, whoa, these characters seem like when they were talking about the powerful demons and everything. I'm like, oh, and just going, oh, they're serious, right? Because then we found out that Ara the Guillotine is one of them, right?
Yeah, bodied, as well. Absolutely bodied.
But back then, probably would have bodied Frieren depending on it because of her age, right?
Yeah,
and
especially.
To think that this guy outscales completely and he's just a human, like just from
just
a power
some guy.
scaling thing. It's just like, okay, I really kind of hope, and I was saying last week that with Frieren, you kind of just go week to week and that plot stuff will kind of just happen.
Yeah.
Now we kind of get more of this plot thing. I'm like, whoa, this is a lot. I was just kind of just expecting an everyday episode, and it's like, oh, by the way, here are these demons that are really, really powerful. They're not all accounted for. Yeah,
the world building was it was great. It's getting some more, in their side and like propping them up and learning more about the Demon King and, having I don't remember the name of the guy that he was set out to kill, like his destiny, but the one that could also see into the future and was the main reason why they were undefeated for so long. It makes you wonder how much fate has to do with the story surrounding Frieren.
Like, it's still early in the season, and I'm just kind of happy. Like, I'm just enjoying it. I do know it's shorter season, so I'm hoping like it can kind of keep steam. Yeah,
I hope so too. And it does feel weird because in a sense, I feel like Frieren never left, even though there was a big break there. I don't know. It just feels like I'm like, yeah, Frieren again. We're back. It's just it's going to be weird to have it go away again, I think.
And it's probably going to be a long wait. I don't know because from what I'm hearing, it's not a core 2 situation. This is season 2.
Yeah,
like JJK core 2 is like it's probably they said part 1, so part 2 is obviously going to come probably in a year.
Yeah, which is exactly why I've been collecting the manga for Frieren, because I don't think I'm going to have the patience to wait. So I'm just going to pick that up, I reckon.
Well, for things also coming back, Maul's back in the new Star Wars show.
That was a good transition, Charles. Yeah. That was a good transition.
You have some opinions on this?
Yes, I think a lot of people have opinions. It's Star Wars.
Yeah,
and,
I think the first one to get out of the way, to all the chuds on Twitter, who...
There's a lot of them, by the way. There's a lot.
It's Twitter. But to the people going, actually, as a true Star Wars fan, do we forget that he died in Phantom Menace? It's like...
Actually.
like, how dumb do you have to be?
Not even dumb, just like, if you're a fan of Star Wars, to... not see any more content.
Clone Wars, the books, Rebels, Solo.
Comics.
It just, not to gatekeep, but I'm not even gatekeeping. These people are trying to, they're trying to make it a Disney thing, right?
Yeah.
And the idea that, like, they are so anti-Kathleen Kennedy, they're so anti-Disney, they didn't know that Maul was going to be the big villain of George Lucas's sequel trilogy. And you're sitting here going, like, George Lucas wouldn't have done this. It's like, he was
Matter of fact, actually. Very likely.
Canon animated show, he's back.
Yeah.
Canon sequel animated show, he's there.
Yeah, before Disney were even in the picture.
And,
so,
like, it's just...
Yeah. And you did bring up the name Kathleen Kennedy, which, you know, I do want to talk more about Maul, but just as a little side thing quickly. Dave Filoni, you know, being made the head now of the Star Wars ship. You know, he's the captain. What are your thoughts on that, Charles? What is your initial gut feeling from that?
At least he's away from the camera.
Yeah. I agree.
I listened to him speak about filming. He doesn't even sound like he enjoys it. When he was talking about, like, I think it was either for shooting for the movie or shooting for the show. He's like, oh, it's weird because in animation, I just would have made him sit in the chair, but he's got his jetpack on. I had to build the sets, and it's just different. And I'm like, I get it is different.
Two different worlds, yeah. Two very different
But like
worlds.
when you watch him like with Ahsoka, you can tell.
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, that was a rough ride from start to finish, Ahsoka, which is a shame because the character.
Like if that was an animated show, I think I would have liked it.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think it would have worked a lot better in animation, honestly, especially with Thrawn, because then you could bring back, you know, the goat.
Yeah, I'm pessimistic about him. I would have loved a ballsy pick. Like, I know he wouldn't have done it, but like Tony Gilroy.
Gilroy, is it ballsy to say Tony Gilroy?
No, because he's not a Star Wars person.
I know, but I don't know if we can say he's not a Star Wars person after making the best Star Wars show and arguably the best Star Wars media we've ever received.
Like,
at what point do we go, yeah, you're not a Star Wars person, but you did make like the best Star Wars has been in a very long time.
And I agree, but I also, I feel like everything that we get from Dave Filoni is just reheated Clone Wars nachos.
Yeah.
And this goes back to Maul, hearing the creative leads talk about how they like painted on glass to create a sharper contrast of the lightsabers and how they're trying to make it visually distinctive in such a vibrant way. I'm like, Cook, you guys greenlight the show just on that, like the way they talk about the animation. Like, yeah, I love hearing that from creatives.
And I want more animation when it comes to Star Wars as well. So this is a win, regardless of the story.
Where's the original trilogy saga, like adventures, like the anthology with Luke and Han and Leia that explores post Episode 6?
I'd love to see some more of that. Please give me in between even Episode 4 and 5,
or between 8 and 9, and all these different things. And I know, like, I'm sick of having this conversation where I hate Episode 9 as much as anyone, but it exists. And books fix some of the problems. I'm still not going to enjoy that movie even if they were to fix some of the problems. It's still a bad movie for me.
It's damage control at that point.
And I know you like the prequel trilogy, that has had 9 TV shows, 1 million books, game, to just make sense of why Anakin turns at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
And cool, now we can enjoy Episode 3, right? And granted, I've always enjoyed Episode 3.
I was going to say, look,
no.
I get what you're going to say. No. I was literally about to say, I enjoy it regardless.
You enjoy Attack of the Clones. But
it's a great movie.
But we're allowed to go, Episode 1 and 2 kind of fucking shit, for the most part. And then we get all this other media that we, like, you love the Clone Wars TV show and Clone Wars, the 2 separate ones.
Yeah.
We got both. Sequel trilogy is just don't touch it.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
As someone that loves Episode 8, I also have a disdain for, like, they kind of just did nothing with it. It went nowhere. Palpatine comes back as a zombie. Make a fucking TV show.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I very much agree. I think it would be hard because of the way people feel about it, and I think it might be a time thing. You just let it sit for a little bit, and then
we get the same situation we get with Force Awakens, where they have to make something, they feel like they have to, and then we're stuck in the same position. That Force Awakens is directly in response, and people like to switch up and say it never existed. I was a prequel kid. Prequel's the best era by far, not even close. And yet people like to forget that there wasn't hate for the prequels in the early 2000s. That YouTube was not a place where you go there. And I remember watching the Rooster Teeth podcast, and they all started shitting on Revenge of the Sith. And I'm like, why that one? That's the good one.
What are we doing here? What's going on?
And yeah, it frustrates me. I get fatigued of just dealing with not canon. I'm like, cool with it because we just want to talk.
Yeah, no, and there's some parts of me that understands that because, you know, personally speaking, I like to try and shove episode 9 to the furthest reaches of my mind as well. But like you said, it still is there, and I am still reminded by its presence. And I would like to see more around that era because there's genuine things I love about the sequel trilogy, especially, and that is Kylo Ren at the forefront. He's goated. But also the original characters. You know, we see a lot of Luke and Leia and Han. And Han dies in Force Awakens. You don't really get to see an awful lot about his character leading up to, especially. And Chewie doesn't get much either. So I think some content, not even just in between those films, but just before it as well, would go a long way, especially. But yeah, just to bring it back to Dave again, I share your thoughts. I to think that we might have not had Andor if Dave was at the helm sooner is a very scary prospect. It's a little...
Every quote is Kathleen going, yes, I want Andor. Dave allegedly, like, internally, all the people at Lucasfilm call him the Ahsoka guy. And that he didn't like Andor.
And let's not forget where Ahsoka started.
Sure,
and
but she should have died in Rebels.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree to that. I thought she was going to die in Rebels.
Like I watched Rebels when it came out, and I was there with like people theorizing, like, oh, does she live? Oh, kill her. It's this idea that he can't kill his darlings.
Yeah, and it hurts especially in The Mandalorian. I think that's where it suffers the worst. It's just because you have all these characters that just
can't die.
They keep making it through impossible situations, and it's the more times it happens, the more times I really sit there and go, are they in danger?
How are the Empire a threat?
Yeah.
If so many of them can just continue to be, and I get it that it is for kids, right? But I feel like that's a cop out.
It is a very big cop out. And you know, you have the original trilogy which has a cast of heroes, but they're never, you know, completely safe from harm. You know, they get captured, or Luke loses a limb, or
Han's in carbonite.
Yeah, like they're going through things even if they aren't directly killed. Like they're at stake, and you can feel the tension and whether or not they'll get saved, and it makes it really triumphant and heroic when they are able to achieve those feats and such. Whereas, and even in like a show format, it's just dragged.
Well, Andor felt like, oh, we're back. And we go to Mandalorian, and I think about the early stuff, and I'm thinking even like some of the best episodes are the Bill Burr episode. And
yeah.
I'm like,
oh my goodness. Yes. Yeah.
And I think those episodes age well, and then you get the Luke stuff, and you're like, I won't watch that again. I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
The season 2 finale doesn't land as hard, and I feel like that was Dave's going all in. And initially it won him the hand. But I'm looking at the ramifications, and I'm like, oh, are they wanting just to do a deep... Like, Sebastian Stan is right there, and we're going to lose arguably one of the best actors working today, right? In the same year, he could have got nominated for 2 separate performances for Best Actor, and they probably picked the wrong one. And he should have won that year, potentially, right?
Yeah.
And he looks like Mark Hamill at that time, and they haven't done a TV show.
And that's not even to mention just the guy they had originally. Before they put all the work over the top of him.
Yeah, the guy with dots.
He just looked like Mark Hamill. It would have been perfectly fine. A recast is okay. We got Solo.
We got
Solo. Like,
we got Obi-Wan in the prequels.
Yeah, we got exactly. Yeah, and it works perfectly. I like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. That's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hot take.
It's the lack of faith in a recast.
Lando.
Yeah, Donald Glover. Perfect. Fantastic. But for as much as I agree with you on that point, I do. At the time, I especially enjoyed the season 2 finale of Mandalorian just really quickly, but it immediately went out the window when it came to season 3, and Grogu was back in the picture. I think as a conclusion to Grogu and the Mando's adventure, perfect ending. If you're going to continue his story, I think Grogu needs to take either a back seat or not in the story. At that point, because then you can have Luke come in, take Grogu, and then go away. that's in the canon, that's in the lore, you know, and then you can focus on something else. And whether that be Mandalore or Bo-Katan or whatever it be, you know, you have it there.
Yeah.
Having Grogu just along for the ride was just, you know. And we
get the movie.
We get the movie, man.
And it's about, like, Jabba the Hutt's, like, nephew again.
We're back in the building. We're back in the fucking building.
Dave. What did I tell about reheating nachos?
Do you reckon we're going to see the ship?
What? The Razor Crest?
No, not the Razor Crest. What's it called? The junk piece of crap that Ahsoka and Anakin fly in the hit the Clone Wars movie.
Look, yeah, it has been like 15 years. I try not to think about watching that.
Yeah, the only movie that's probably comparable to Episode 9.
I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, look, that's a whole detail.
What we're going to do when Mando, because obviously we're going to
talk about the movie. Yeah,
we're going to do a Star Wars ranking.
Poor Darth Maul, bro. We just forgot about him like everyone else.
What do you mean he died in Episode 1? We said
we had
needed
a segment
here
about Maul. Yeah, I get that. I am excited to see more of the Syndicate and the underworld of Star Wars, and I hope it explores more of like what Solo set up.
Okay, that's you got me there. So if it explores the Syndicate, if it explores Emilia Clarke's character, okay, you got me.
Oh, Emilia Clarke animated, please. Sorry.
Yeah. I forgot who I'm co-hosting.
Like you wouldn't like that too. What are we on about?
Yeah. I'm under control. The next one, this is something I added in like because it came out today, which is the statistics on the comic book sales of the year. I'm actually going to get my phone out for this because that's
please do.
That is very far away.
I only saw your message while I was at work today, and I went, "Ooh, I'm seeing a lot of the one thing here."
Yeah. So I'm going to read a Jim Lee quote and talk about the state of the comic book industry. So the list of the top 20 was released, but then I saw there was more than that. And the deeper and deeper you look into who shows up is not good. So Jim Lee said this about comics and manga. I often find myself wondering what is missing in Western comics and why aren't they able to achieve the same flavor. I think manga has an advantage over American comics, which are mostly about superheroes, and that's where the majority of sales and readers are concentrated. In Japan, it's closer to literature, and anyone can read, and it's not just hero stories. There's a much more wider range of genres, like stories about cooking or soccer. You can draw stories from that. So I'm happy that manga has a success because it gives me a goal to aim for. And he goes on and on about different things with this, and it's a lot of the quote tweets were about manga, were about just the people's takes, but a lot of them were valid. That Jim Lee left DC, I'm pretty sure back in the day, to start like Image and Vertigo. And since has now become the head of DC. And if there's anyone to, greenlight stories that aren't just Batman, it would be him.
Yeah.
And it goes back to the comics code back in the 60s, where it kind of meant only superheroes were allowed to do that. And it was only like, when like they were lighthearted and they weren't allowed to do drugs or anything. It was very chill. We're still feeling the ramifications of that. So I'm just going to list off, this is the top 20. Ready?
There's some I did see, but
Ready? Deadpool, Batman number 1. This is starting at number 1. Batman number 1. Batman, Deadpool number 1. Invincible Universe Battle Beast number 1.
Let's go. That's great.
DCKO, which is it's a DC book where Batman's the main character.
Right. Okay, that makes
Batman
sense.
158. Absolute Batman 15. Absolute Batman 13. Absolute Flash 1. Absolute Batman 4.
Oh.
Absolute Batman 5.
Oh no.
Absolute Batman 7.
When will it end?
Absolute Batman 6. Absolute Batman 9. Batman number 2.
Oh.
Absolute Batman 8. Absolute Martian Manhunter 1. Absolute Batman 12. Absolute Batman Annual number 1, which is the one I got with the Transformers writer.
Yeah.
Absolute Batman number 10. That's the top. That's the top 20. Now, it gets worse because I saw that during the day and I added that to the doc and I went, oh cool, well that's everything that I'm going to need. And then the top 50 released, which if Twitter would behave, ready? So that's the top 20. 21, Absolute Batman number 14. 22, Absolute Wolverine. 23, Absolute Batman. 24, Absolute Batman. Number 28, Batman number 3. Number 31, Absolute Batman number 3. 33 is Batman number 159. 36 is Batman number 4. and he has 4 more spots after that in the top 50.
Don't get me wrong. I love Batman. All right. I love Batman, but that is absurd.
Granted,
that is actually absurd.
That is mostly only two runs.
That's most of the time
Spider-Man
I'm hearing
has
you
2
say
runs right
absolute. Yeah.
Spider-Man has, I think 2 spots.
Is that it?
And Marvel only has.
I don't think I really.
Marvel
heard
has
you say
2 in
anything
the
Marvel.
top 22, 3 in the top 25.
That's just embarrassing.
6 in the top 50, I think.
That is.
And only 1, if you count Wolverine as an X-Men, which people don't because it's absolute Wolverine, right? So
Yeah.
it's very much not an X-Men book.
Mm.
He's the only X-related character book in the top 50 for the year. With I'm pretty sure there's absolute. I don't think there's absolute X-Men, but there's an X-Men ongoing,
Yeah.
and then there's other X characters having their own stuff. Nothing there. The other spots are Image. Yeah, like Godzilla vs Spider-Man, which is Marvel. Like it's. That's
shocking. That is so grim.
They need Batman to get a Marvel book into the top 22. And so that's just the state of comics. And I saw people talking. They were like, is this consumer? Is this...
And this isn't to undermine Batman either, because especially Absolute Batman, phenomenal story. Yeah, and if Charles took a look around his room for a reason, it's because there's a lot of Batman affiliated merchandise.
I've got I
in
think
this
5
household.
Batman statues. 98% of my comics are Batman.
Look, we love Batman. It's a Batman loving area, but
Yeah.
when that's the sales, it's heartbreaking to see, because I'm not just a Batman guy. You know, we love all these characters.
So there's a larger conversation. I don't know if we will actually have time to really go over all of it, but manga is doing well, and yeah, it covers a wider range of topics, and
Yeah.
we're gonna be. My next video on the Dare to Entertain channel is about what I want, comics to be doing as a video, right?
Yeah.
And it's not even necessarily like, because other comics do exist, but they do a horrible job at even knowing they exist. Can you name every ongoing now for DC?
No.
Can you name any the ongoings for Marvel? Did you know that I'm pretty sure that for DC, they haven't had an ongoing for an African-American character for 2 years. They've only been miniseries. And the whole thing is that we're doing artist-led, creator-led things, which makes it worse. It's like, so you don't have a single person working at DC that's want to do it ongoing for, pick any of them. It's just, there's so many. I think the only one would have been, I think Jon Stewart got a miniseries. I think a couple of them get like 6 issues.
Like
Cyborg got a
anything,
6-issue series or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that it? And the only female characters that really get runs are Batman adjacent or Wonder Woman. So like, I think Ivy's got a run, Harley's got a run, Batgirl's got a run. I think Batwoman's getting a run, and it's like,
and I love Absolute Wonder Woman. But,
yeah,
you know, when
is she carrying everything? Like the whole thing is that Wonder Woman's had to carry that part of DC her
and
entire
continues to. It's an ongoing issue
by having the best Absolute book besides Absolute Martian Manhunter. It's just kind of sad, like that. In an age where people are buying books more than ever for like in recent history, that these companies are like, oh, we just started making quality books, and Marvel doesn't see that and go, oh, we might copy DC and just,
especially with the amount of hype that Marvel has with its cinematic universe, not to like really capitalize on its multimedia in that regard. It's just, and it's so baffling to think about. They even like spin off, tie it into the MCU, you know, make more comics surrounded around your cinematic universe, but make those comic tie-ins really get people into the...
I'm pretty sure his name's Ryan North, finished up a Fantastic Four run that he'd been doing for a couple years, and it's meant to be one of the best... look, I'm not a Fantastic Four reader. Troy Oboyo is where I get all my stuff that I don't read.
Yeah.
And he just was like, there was just amazing run for Fantastic Four, and he would always talk about it. I don't hear a single person other than him and a couple other comic book creators talk about it. But it shouldn't be expected that I have to go to comic book. And there's a lot of criticism that these YouTubers get, that they're not doing the heavy lifting. They're like, oh, you guys talk about movies more often. it shouldn't be Troy or Drake or Rob or any of these guys. It shouldn't be on them to do Marvel's job.
No, they're not advertising for free. They're not getting sponsored by Marvel or DC or whatever it be to advertise these comics. Yeah, they're talking about the interest in the media, and there are no fault in any way, shape, or form by the mass audiences flocking to the mainstream of film or Batman.
Yeah,
you know,
and Spider-Man's not even selling.
Well, that's it. You had the whole Troy Oboyo thing. He tried to push away from Spider-Man for the longest time because so many of his viewers were
just thinking, I want Spider-Man, you do Spider-Man, give me Spider-Man. And even like Alex from High Top Films, like he made like 4 Spider-Man videos, and he made he made 2 Far From Home videos or something, or whatever the count is, right? In the end of the day, not much, because we don't see the same hate go towards people who make 20 to 30 videos on Brie Larson, right? They just get to continue to milk that, but then Alex makes a couple videos on like No Way Home, going, not for me, right? And then will wish John Watts the very best, right? And then go talk about the Brand New Day in such a...
Yeah, because he's still hopeful. He never comes... His whole angle is never from a place of wanting to put the movie down. It's always to rise it up, you know?
The thing that I hate the most with what I see people comment is they will label someone as pretentious. Right? Like, oh, he's pretentious, or art is pretentious. I watched that new movie with so-and-so directing it. He directed it so pretentiously. What? I don't understand what that means.
Yeah, what context are you using this word?
They use it as like what did you think about the movie? Pretentious. Right?
I feel like they could probably use the word pretentious interchangeably with the word snob. I feel like to them, it's the same, one of the same thing.
I think it's just such a nothing burger of a sentence. It's like, okay, you haven't said anything. You've just wasted 20 seconds of my time.
Yeah.
That I even have to tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to like people unironically do the Peter like, I just. If we're going to die, I can't, not a fan of The Godfather. It insists upon itself. And they do it unironically. And you'd be like, yeah, Alex, he insists upon himself. He's Jason Todd movie. It insists upon itself that hasn't come out yet. He just hasn't finished it. And he gets people sending him death threats that he hasn't finished his movie that he wants to be good.
Yeah. But it's a shame it's the world we live in, really. It's sad to see.
Which we've got the Xbox Showcase next on our...
Yeah, I could just bring up that we're excited for a couple things. Yeah,
really, that the new Fable looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks really
taking
neat.
Inspiration from like British humor, like The Office and stuff.
Yeah,
I think the thing you're most excited... Which, before we move to that, RPG, Xbox have had a few RPGs that have kind of gone on the radar. Avowed, or they've got... What's that one? The Obsidian one, Outer Worlds 2 came out and no one even talked about it. And then I think they even...
I don't know what the other one was. It's gone so under the radar that I don't even really know about it. And I know Avowed, I was excited for that, and I played about 3 and a bit hours and dropped it very quickly. Yeah.
And now we've got Fable, which I genuinely hope you like.
Yeah, I mean, I never played the original Fable games, but I've heard good praise about them. It was just never really my cup of tea. That high fantasy sort of whimsical aspect never really grasped or like held my attention for very long. But the new Fable looks good, and if it's on Game Pass, then I'll give it a go.
Yeah. But Forza.
Oh yes. Oh, we love Forza. I don't know shit about cars, but I know shit about Forza Horizon. Not actual Forza. I'm all for that. Charles tries to get me to play Forza with him, and it's just not for me. Politely. I reckon I could play a little bit of it, but it's, Whereas Forza Horizon, I don't know. Something about just free roaming a car around a landscape is just so entertaining. It's almost the same feeling I get as Spider-Man in the Spider-Man games, just swinging from building to building. And having it set in Japan just looks stunning. And I'm just excited to play a new Forza game, honestly. I feel like it's been forever since...
I think it's been at least 5 years.
Yeah.
I haven't been a massive fan of the last 2. I don't think Mexico was all that interesting to drive around. Like, it didn't... I don't know. And then I didn't think London or England was...
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. I get that. I just have vivid memories of playing Forza Horizon and then dropping it instantly for the Halo Infinite beta that had just come out.
Yeah. I just remember 3 is where it peaked because it was in Australia. Yeah. It was such a massive step up over 2, and 2 was a massive step up over 1.
And 3 holds up well.
I still think so. And then like the car selection and everything. And while like I'm looking forward to this new one. Car count being around 550, and
well, that's it. You're more of a car person than I am, especially. So
it's also about like the variety and stuff. So like when Motorsport, the new one came out, which is dead on now. They've fired everybody. Big surprise, Xbox. But and I'm looking at this and I'm like, look, there's going to be a bunch of these, Japanese cars, perfect, but I'm just hoping the variety's there and the customization. Like when you think of a Japanese car game like set in Japan,
you're gonna want to
mod the cars, and Forza has never been good at that. Never been good. The livery editor, best ever, possible. Cool, but the body kits, the engine sounds, and granted they have overhauled the engine sounds entirely. I can just hope that these cars do sound different. But look, I'm going in like, okay, like cool. Yeah. It's on Game Pass.
Well, that's it. That's the main takeaway.
So expensive.
Game Pass has been getting progressively worse, which I mean, I think we all kind of knew would be the case.
You'd think they would improve the quality as time went on, like more games, more this, and they haven't, and they've just, they've just cancelled. Like Perfect Dark cancelled. They'd cancel all these different stuff, and you're like, so you're just going to do COD and Forza again? Like, is that what it is now? Not even Halo, just COD and Forza.
COD and Forza, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the switch to Steam might be the go.
Well, I am on Steam. I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it just so I can play Expedition 33 and COD. And I played Expedition 33 3 times.
Whoa. Intentional?
No, it's just I've streamed 3 times on Twitch, and it's good. But is it like $25 a month good? No.
Yeah.
I'm burned out on Game Pass.
Yeah, I understand that.
Is that everything you want to talk about with Forza? Because you're big on Forza. When
looking at the time, I think that's suffice enough.
Okay, so we've got kind of 2 things left. One is if we have enough time, but the game that I want to do is agree, disagree on a topic that I have here. Ooh. I'll read out a quote from Sam Raimi, where he says, when talking about the DCU and talking about a Batman movie, he goes, "I love Batman. I tried to make a Batman film. I couldn't get the rights. I love The Shadow. I also couldn't get the rights to that one. But always Superman, always been one of my favorites." And he goes on to talk about DC, about having, if there's a script that is unique, that isn't retreading, that's what he'll want to do. James Gunn knows that Sam Raimi, because someone spammed it on all these threads posts or his Instagram, which is hilarious. So the question today is, agree, disagree, Sam Raimi should direct Batman Brave and the Bold.
I'm going to have to disagree, Charles.
Holy crap. I thought this was going to be like, agree. What do you mean?
I just don't... Look, I have a very limited view of Sam Raimi because I haven't seen a lot of his personal work outside of superhero flicks. So all of this that I'm basing it off of is his work that I've seen, and that's just Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Really. So
even with that, I don't know why you're saying no.
I think it's more so that I'd rather see a different director. I think someone that I'm like...
You know who's attached, right? You don't. Okay. Andy Muschietti is attached.
Okay, yes.
He's the director of It Chapter 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's gone on to do the It Welcome to Derry.
Oh, yes.
And The Flash.
Yes.
So, at the moment, his name is on the dotted line. So, you're in camp, let him keep going.
Not necessarily let him keep going, but like if this is a theoretical, like...
Yeah. Because the problems with Doctor Strange weren't direction.
Yeah, my issues weren't necessarily with Sam Raimi with the movie. I don't know. I just... Dare I say that it might be too eerily similar to Matt Reeves? If Raimi was to...
Not at all.
You don't think so?
What are you talking about? They're completely different.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. The dark tone that I think Sam Raimi might bring...
Sam Raimi's not a dark tone. He's a horror camp director.
Yeah, and that's where I think the darker tone might come from. Like, I get the camp aspect, but mixing it, yeah, maybe.
With the 4 movies you've seen...
The 4 movies I've seen, yeah.
None of them are dark. They're not dark.
No, but there's elements. There's definitely horror elements.
Matt Reeves made basically David Fincher Batman, but Matt Reeves, he made like a Water Planet of the Apes. If if Sam Raimi was to do a Batman movie, he fits with Robin. That tone, that earnestness. Like, sure, like there's that, right? But when we think of Spider-Man 2, it's not. It's a dark movie.
No, definitely.
It's just a emotionally raw movie.
Yeah.
The camera is still zipping up. Do you
the
think
the lens that I'm giving is like if I'm imagining Raimi at the helm of Batman, right?
He's not making a crime saga movie, and he's not going to it's going to be like Batman gliding, and then it goes through the lens of his thing 5 kilometers to see that through the reflection of a mirror that Two-Face is flipping a coin, and it's this widely articulate shot. Matt Reeves isn't doing that. That's way over the top. My thing is that like a horror director going with Batman is typically going to be good. So like with Matt Reeves, his Gotham is great. It is just Scotland. And a lot of it is, that rawness from that, and it's dirty. And it's brilliant, perfect. I love it. If Sam Raimi was doing a Batman movie, it'd be properly a spiritual like connection to Tim Burton, where it'd just be, we're going Art Deco. Yeah. And I'm not explaining it because this is the same universe as Superman, but the buildings are wildly tall.
You think you'd go for the Crimson Sky and stuff like that?
Genuinely. Like
a lot of like the 90s animated.
The crazy stuff, because that's what just he would want to do, right? Because he's a horror director.
I could see that. I could definitely see him doing something like Man Bat or, something in that ballpark.
Mr. Freeze or...
Nice to meet you, Batman. And it's not me saying I don't think he could make a good Batman movie. I'm just speaking personally whether or not I'd want him to make Batman Brave and the Bold.
I just genuinely think, given a good script, and under James Gunn,
I don't think it's incapable. Like, I think Sam Raimi has it in him to definitely.
If he got the helm, that he would make a bad movie.
Yeah.
I just think when we're playing odds, right? I think in his hands,
it's better than what it's currently looking. I'll agree with you on that.
Okay.
I'll agree with you on that. But I think if I was to really sit down with it and like brainstorm like possible directors, like if I was given the chance, I don't know if Sam Raimi would be in like my top 3 picks.
I think he would be in mine.
Yeah.
I genuinely think he might be in mine. I don't know, because I'm genuinely wanting someone who knows how to have set design complement the camera, and someone who knows that, hey, you're allowed to move the camera, and it doesn't just have to be on a dolly. It can be saying something interesting. Like, for example, I would not have picked the director from Shang-Chi to do Spider-Man, but as soon as he started opening his mouth, I went, no, give him everything. Give him anything he wants. Because as soon as he starts talking, he understands the character. He understands that Peter struggles, that every Spider-Man gets a win is Peter losing, and then you look at the dialogue in the not released trailer for Spider-Man, he understands it, and the camera is doing things that you just wouldn't see before. And I think Sam Raimi gets that, and so is Matt Reeves, but Matt Reeves gets it from a grunt kind of
it's a different style.
And I just think that if we're ever going to see Robin in a bright red suit jumping across frame doing acrobats,
I could agree with you on that. I think I could see Raimi very easily doing,
because it is innately funny. It's innately weird to see a 9-year-old in bright red and yellow and green jumping out of frame and standing next to a 6'4" guy dressed in a yellow bat with blue suit. Like, it's
well, that's the other thing. I want a blue suit,
right?
So.
I think under Raimi we get it. I don't think we get it otherwise. And I'm not saying if the movie's going to be good, it has to have this. But it's a better mentality of like, okay, if you're doing Damien, I think Raimi generally is a top 3 person right now.
And just to push away visually from what Matt Reeves is doing as well.
Exactly. And I think that's the biggest separating factor. Visually, I don't know what Andy Muschietti is going to do, because The Flash was ugly. The Flash visually didn't communicate anything. It looked like a PS2 video game or a PS3 launch game where the textures weren't loading. It was in an open area where the render distance was turned to minimum, and it was just like, cool, I hope you don't notice. And the CGI was awful. Now, granted, not all of that is his fault. They had to do reshoots, but then he's still
the one at the helm.
At the
end of the day, even if there is a lot of studio interference or whatever it do be.
And I'm not
a lot of the creative choices are still
But I'm not even a multiverse laser. I gave that movie, I think, I'm sitting at 3.5.
Yeah.
Right? But I think I can almost just guarantee the guy that did Spider-Man 3 even has the source to be able to handle with a good production, which is James Gunn. Every production he's had.
And I think Gunn would back a lot of Raimi's decisions, if not all of them.
Even just from a time perspective. It's not ready, it's not ready.
Yeah, and I think the type of Gunn person is he'd do that with most of the directors he'd, green light. Yeah, I very much see where you're coming from. I could see a Sam Raimi Batman movie, but I just don't think I'd want him to do it.
I think we might need to do a poll somewhere. Kind of in the comments.
Yeah.
But down below, I think the big call to action for this podcast is: do you agree Sam Raimi would be a better pick for Batman: Brave and the Bold? And I think we can come back to this.
Yeah, definitely. Or even if you think you have a better take on who might be
that's good. Yeah.
Or a better director, because I need to think about it.
Do you have anyone on the top of your head? Like,
I don't want to say, because it's something I think I'll come back to even next week, and I'll have a list ready to go, and I'll be like, at the end of next week, I'll be like, Charles, bang, 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 bang. Yeah. I think I prefer at the helm.
Nearly every person on the planet wouldn't be able to just, like, it's difficult to be able to, off the top of your head, go, oh yeah, this director's sensibilities that haven't done any superhero movies, because that's what's most likely going to be.
Yeah.
A lot of times these people, they haven't directed a superhero movie before. So to go, oh yeah, those two brothers that worked on Community, they would do a good Captain America movie, right? This goes to the whole thing about casting. A lot of people would go, well, it's impossible to accurately cast well. Can you name a single actor that fits these three categories? Like, me personally, no. Good thing I'm not a casting director, right? Like,
exactly.
Like, they've cast the perfect Miss Marvel. They've cast these things that seemingly seem impossible for people who have never been in anything. I generally think there's potentially people who can do Batman better justice. And Anime Shitty's doing great with it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the Welcome to Derry, all our friends that watched it said it was peak. So, keep him there. Keep it fans happy. It's making money. Cool.
Yeah, it's a win all around, honestly.
Yeah, and as we know, Batman doesn't get a lot of representation. So
No, not at all. I don't even remember. What was it? He's like in the bottom 100 or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Comics.
So I think if you're gonna like make a Batman movie once, you got to pick the right guy.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Yeah.
Now we're at 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can do a little smaller.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to like
a small
10 minutes for those who are still interested?
If you're still here, we know that manga is obviously going to be the smallest portion of our audience base from our YouTube side, the Discord, and when we're not covering a lot of manga, we're going to basically be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, non-spoilers, and then Boruto Blue Vortex, which hence the name of the podcast. It's a pun on that. That we want to talk about a bit of that. So this is basically it. This is kind of like the post show. I think down the line, when the podcast is fully underway, we've got the Patreon set up. We might do a full post show thing later down. That's just so far down the track that's not even really worth entertaining now. But for now, this is just, we're going to talk about Boruto. We're going to talk about a couple things.
Let's glaze it up.
All right. So I do just want to make a quick comment because you haven't read JJK Modulo.
No. So I've been struggling to keep up to date with that one.
I just want to get my thoughts out, and then we can talk Boruto spoilers.
I am happy for you to talk spoilers, Charles. It's okay. I was there during the JJK leaks. Okay, JJK is a series. It's just something I've learned to accept, that I know of said events, and I'll read them later. But if you would rather me, go into the fresh chapter, that's understandable. The keys are in your hands. Okay, I'm just here.
The worst part is I don't even know if he's actually going to read it.
I definitely will.
Like 6 chapters left.
I'll read it. It's me we're talking about. JJK. Who got everyone onto JJK, okay? In our friend group for context.
Okay, I won't say any
I will get up to that. I'm like one of the only people reading it.
Yeah, well, because we've got 6 weeks left. I want to talk about week to week.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best to keep up to date.
So I just want to say, with JJK Modulo, it's fucking big, bro. It is so good. It is so good. Without saying anything, the fights are cool. They're great. It's
JJK standard, I imagine.
Yeah, it continues to be good, but it's kind of like on the wayside. it's mostly the character work because there's so few characters.
Well, that's it. The cast is a lot more limited, right?
Yeah.
So you get a lot less of the shortcomings of JJK having
And
a
it's
bajillion characters.
bouncing from thing to thing and different clans and different stuff. And then it has hype moments and aura, but then it's like
hype moments and aura.
But it does, and then also has genuine like, oh crap, narratively this is huge. And I'm sitting here going, there are 6 chapters left, or maybe it's 24 or 30. Like we're not really sure. I think it's 6 volumes, so it's looking I don't know. Maybe I think it's 4 to 6. He's been vague. He doesn't really know. But I'm sitting here going, no. This is the start of 200 more chapters.
Yeah, give me more.
Because the end of this chapter, I'm sitting here going, huh? Like, did that just happen?
Yeah.
And so we get the hype moments and aura. We get like, you
know what it does remind me of in a sense? It reminds me of Star Wars Rebels and like telling a story so far ahead that you're like, wait, I want everything else in between. Actually, give me more. Where like I'm still hung up on not getting like a JJK Shippuden, for example, and knowing a lot of the events that I do know about in this sequel series. I'm like, wow, I would have loved some in between. You know,
it's weird because what this story actively does is kind of go, you don't need to know.
But God, I would love to, especially knowing where where this story is going and how much more it's opening up the world building and just the fictional world of Jujutsu Kaisen, to be able to even harken back to that if we were to get a sequel series post JJK's manga in between or even after, just like you said, I just want more.
So it directly is answering the things that I wanted most out of JJK. It's answering so much, and it hasn't given the full answer. But
which is fine as well. I don't necessarily need a full answer.
There's a couple things around cursed energy that I'm really, really curious that philosophically an answer, because some of it I feel like is not just fully realized yet, and it's actively talking about it, right? There's an element of the story that hasn't even come into it, which they're basically they're ringing the bell, going, it's coming, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
Here's my question as well: if you do get that answer and it isn't good, would you have rathered it stay more in lieu, like more of a mystery?
To me, it's not about it being good. It's just about philosophically, what is it trying to say, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like it just needs to keep going. And I'm being vague here.
Yeah, I could imagine.
But it's not a, reveal this. It's more, what does this mean? And kind of just finishing it off.
Yeah, because power system coming from, cursed energy, negative emotions.
Negative emotions and stuff.
You got reverse curse technique. Is there more to that, And I think I can kind of get the gist of what you're saying about the philosophy around it, because, a power system that is from negative emotions, why is that the case, there's a lot of interesting story threads you could pull from that.
Well, when people are talking about the ending of JJK being so disappointing about the merger and all these different stuff, saying it's a Chekhov's gun when it wasn't, I think this goes directly into answering some of those qualms of you shouldn't have been expecting that. These were two wrong ideologies. These were about about cursed energy consumption and what it means and what humans must do with it. And this show actively answers some of these things in certain ways. And it's just about making sure that has a philosophical end. And that could mean a lot of things. I just want the story to be good, and hopefully those two things are just linked innately.
Yeah.
But that's all I got to say about JJK Modulo until you read it. It's fucking good. Boruto, which we'll probably talk for maybe 10 minutes. I can't believe people aren't reading this.
Dare I say it's better than Shippuden?
Well,
dare I say it? I've been saying it.
Most. I still think the Itachi Sasuke stuff and the Jiraiya and the Pain stuff is
some of my favorite stuff ever made.
Yeah. To say it's better than everything else, I don't think is a.
I just think as an overall package so far, it's just stronger.
Yeah.
Its pacing stronger. Its characters are stronger. The plot's stronger.
The variety of how deep the cast goes.
Yeah.
When you go into Shippuden, for the longest time, because I've watched Naruto over 2 years to catch up. Then I read Boruto, and I got to Blue Vortex. And my first thought to Leon was, it's unfair that it gets to be this good because it cheated by doing the biggest cliffhanger and then doing a time jump so it can basically put the cards wherever they wanted to, right?
Yeah.
And spoilers for Boruto. Oh yeah, but they get to lock Sasuke up like this, which off screen, which then means that they can do this, and then they can do this, and then you realize it's not cheating. It's just really fucking smart.
Yeah, it's just really
and it's
good.
like, oh, you just wiped the board perfectly, because what Boruto couldn't do, the first manga, is it had to be as if it was the next episode of Shippuden, right?
It had to continue.
It had to be a continuation. You couldn't start here.
You can't start like that because then you're just going to alienate your viewers. Because
Immediately.
all of your viewers are
Just
coming
Naruto
off the
fans.
back of, what came before.
And my biggest issues, and I'm gonna do a Boruto episode, but like a video. The biggest issues with Boruto are Shippuden issues that are in
That are
light
still
novels
plaguing the series.
that are like, oh, Kakashi as Hokage. Well, there is going to be stuff here that we needed to see, and stuff that wasn't explored. Not plot holes, not these things that people do say, but just. I feel like there's story there that we didn't get to explore. Naruto becoming Hokage, which in the manga, fine. I've read those parts, fine. Ends perfectly. In the anime, it's all about the fucking wedding.
Yeah, they completely switch it up.
And so people who complain about it, and I watch my Boruto YouTube, TikTokers, and they go, you guys don't understand. And I'm like, I agree with you, but anime people got a 8-part finale on getting Naruto gifts. And so that's your thematic ending.
Yeah.
And so reading Boruto, I'm like, dang, Sasuke and Sakura go off screen to they're together.
Yeah.
And then we get to Blue Vortex, and it is genuinely just all peak.
It's just genuine peak, yeah.
I can't explain it to I tried to explain it to Em, and she was like, oh yeah, some parents got locked up. Say that again? Some parents got locked up. Like, it's Naruto and Hinata.
Yeah, and they've been locked up for a minute, and not just locked up, they're in
like a purgatory.
Yeah, and they aren't aging, and it's one of the main antagonists of the story.
But he's not a villain. But he is. He's
just an antagonist.
Yeah,
even if he's not a villain.
Yeah, the same way. Yeah, but
he's the antithesis to Boruto at the moment.
But it's like so cool.
Yeah,
because we've spent so much time, like 50 to 60 chapters, just them two.
Mm-hmm.
And they've trained together. They became brothers, and you believed that, like, oh, he loves Naruto. And
they're brothers.
And that's where it comes from. And then when there's all these other threats, and then you're like, the threat is inside the house. And then you tie it up with amazing character design, which has only gotten better.
Yeah, Ikimeta is just leveled up as an artist.
And then you got Himawari, who tries to
tail beast bomb in their own village.
Bomb in the city.
There's no Minato there, bro. He's not teleporting that out. Shikamaru's looking at that and going, he's dropping his dax.
Yeah. And then you got and then with Jiraiya reincarnated.
Yes.
With him going, now kill him.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the interrogator that came from Daimyo. It's just such an interesting. The drama is just so much richer.
And Sai and his kid, and
because these characters are so well established, and like they've changed in a lot of ways as they've matured and gotten older. Their philosophies have like adjusted. Everyone practically except Naruto and Sasuke since the finale have somewhat changed in their duties and such as they've gotten older for the village, and seeing it clash, like old friends and rivals that were like once really strong comrades are now like having to face larger than life threats in the form of like the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, or the current bad guys, and just constant threat after threat at the village. The village is under attack. And there's nothing they can do, And you've got this two sides of it where it's just so enthralling because it's so layered and the way it all connects back to Boruto as a lead as well. It's just I could talk about it for ages. It's phenomenal.
And no one's reading it. I try to get the people who are in Naruto in our group, and they're just like, Yeah,
we've got one friend who's reading it along with us.
Yeah.
That says a lot, actually. But the switch up will happen. As long as we get a good adaptation, the switch up will happen.
Yeah. And look, I want to make that definitive. You were wrong about Boruto.
Yeah, trust me. And that would be everything.
And then just like my Attack on Titan video, like 700,000 views. That's a part of the Attack on Titan zeitgeist that exists. When you talk about Attack on Titan videos, that is now in the playlist of conversation of being impactful. I'm like, that's weird to think. And I see no one entering that Boruto space besides that one guy who keeps just making Naruto plot hole videos, and I'm like, you suck. And I'm like, there's a gap on YouTube to be able to go, hey, you that shonen that you want to read, it's Boruto.
Yeah.
That thing that has stakes, characters at the wazoo, art,
hype aura,
right?
Crazy
character designs, right?
Character designs.
If you're not reading JoJo, read then it's this.
Thing,
yeah.
Rising Star, and it's especially if you're a fan of the original series of Naruto, then you won't be. If you like it for the right reasons, you won't be disappointed.
I don't understand any of the reasons though. Like people keep coming to me and go, power scaling. I'm like, that okay?
Power scaling's been treated very well.
Yeah, but why?
For like a rise in power scaling, they're not just screaming and getting an increase in power.
Yeah, they're not just getting like, oh, so Boruto just got KCM3. It's like, no, no. A lot of his power comes from this, but then his other power comes from here, and it makes sense. And there's training and this, and then it isn't. I don't understand it.
And the way it's able to progress while still having top tier threats throughout the series, without characters being where they need to be, and writing it in a way that feels diegetic.
Yeah.
And like believable that this does make sense even in terms of power scaling alone, is a feat in itself while having a good story alongside that.
It's balancing so much. Like it's like, oh, here's all this other jutsu that doesn't go with this. And Naruto and Sasuke still some of the best at taijutsu. Their taijutsu was off the charts. As soon as they go into taijutsu battles, they floor it. As soon as it goes into this other realm of new things that
that's it. They're also limited to that. You know, that's the other thing I enjoy about the power scaling is you do have to take away in order to get new things. You can't just keep adding and adding and adding because eventually you're going to run into the issue of there's too much.
Yeah.
And then you also got to remember every single ability. You got to remember how Xing works.
Naruto uses Sage Mode, that form once.
It's just there's too many hacks, you know, and you got to be able to remove those and start fresh. And I think Boruto does a really good job of balancing it in the sense of, like, my biggest complaint back when it originally came out was that they could absorb all ninjutsu, and it really irked me because, you know, we'd spent such a long time throughout the series developing new ninjutsu and learning new ninjutsu and its applications to like fights, and just it really swayed how a lot of the power scaling and fighting went throughout the series. And it was the power system kind of revolved around jutsu. Like, it is chakra, but a lot of that would, you know, be jutsu, with a few exceptions of people who would be solely taijutsu. It's like the JJK effect, right? And it's like saying everyone's cursed techniques in JJK was just invalid. And how do you make that interesting? You make the characters work around that. You get like one of the most underrated fights is Naruto versus Ada. Where he just
the anime butchers though.
Oh, the anime butchers the whole series. Let's not get that twisted, all right? But the way that Naruto is able to continuously use taijutsu throughout the fight, but then outthink it and like overload the system with ninjutsu, or even the ninja tools having ninjutsu be provided in a more convenient way, and what that does for the story, even if it doesn't or isn't executed the best. It's the ideas at play and the way they're able to still incorporate the old system while finding room for something new that I really enjoy. It's like it does a better job, in my opinion, than what JoJo I think went to do. And I'm glad Araki went from Harmon to Stans.
Yeah.
But the switch and the merge being only Joseph Joestar in part 3, it's rough. It's really rough. And I think comparatively, Naruto to Boruto having that switch in power system while keeping you know, the core abilities and chakra, is able to evolve into something new and still have a lot of the older things in the power system still relevant.
I think Boruto having, like, he's able to do, like, flying Raijin, he's able to do things with, like, the Byakugan, and he's able to do the Uchiha tricks with all the kunai that he throws, or
shuriken. He's the shuriken jutsu.
Yeah, the shuriken jutsu. And
while also having, like, he's got all of the forefathering, like, jutsus that he's got from his mentors or clan or lineage or whatever it be.
And he combines them all into one. This was last chapter. This is 29.
Into like some sort of fan-made early 2000s like Naruto character that has everyone's abilities that you would dream of as a kid, or at least I did, and now you're seeing it like on page and it actually makes sense.
And it's not like, it didn't feel like fan service, because like when you watch Naruto, right? How many times do you have to see Itachi do the same, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
whoa, big brother,
Big brother.
like
Same
the
flashback.
same
over and over
flashback.
and over again.
But you know, every time like there'd be a direct call to like, okay, so when in Naruto and Sasuke are fighting, he harkens back to that the same way Naruto harkens back to things that he was doing as a child, and then every time they fight, they then have all these other fights that they learn something and they implement it. And so when it gets to the final valley at the end of Shippuden, they're doing like, oh, he does his fireball jutsu, he does this,
he does all the things, and the anime even bolstered that, like adding in the Kirin for Sasuke and such. So
exactly,
where that's not in the manga, you can add something like that where it's like, oh wow.
And so then when you get to Boruto, it doesn't even bother to go, oh, flashback, here's this. Flashback, here's that. It just goes,
and expects you
you
to
know,
remember,
I respect you, watch this, and then it all plays out in maybe 8 seconds.
The lack of flashbacks in Boruto is just so refreshing.
It makes the action like invigorating, and then like, oh, this...
It really rewards viewer attention, and or not, reader attention, I should say. Hopefully viewer attention if we get a good adaptation, but I'm weary, to say the least. But yeah, more people need to get onto Boruto Blue Vortex.
That's a pretty good thing just to end on. Read Boruto. So I think that marks the end of another great episode of the podcast. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join the Discord and
please.
Answer our question of who do you think agree to disagree that Sam Raimi?
Yes, please feel free to roast me. I'm here to hear it.
Sweet. That's a good way to end it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Peace out.
Take care. Sweet man.